To all familiar foes, to all familiar brands, to all familiar names, colors, traditions, history, you name it, whatever adjective you use to describe it, the two thrust center stage tonight, well, Greeneville and Anderson County. Heavyweights collide on a Wednesday night from Tusculum University, the home away from home, so to speak, for the defending state champion Greeneville Greene Devils, who enter tonight 2 wins away from returning to its other home away from home, Murfreesboro, and the site of this year's TSSAA Class 3A state tournament. Last year, a tournament which saw Anderson County on the top side of the bracket somehow find its way across the bracket from the Greeneville Greene Devils. They both went. They did not face each other. In fact, tonight, just the second ever recorded meeting between these two, and the first being held in Greeneville, Tennessee. But as we know, two schools, two programs, not too unfamiliar with each other, and not all too unkind with each other either. It's Greeneville and it's Anderson County, 2 wins away from a return for the state tournament. It all starts next with a tournament pregame show, Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A sectional, right here from 99.5 FM WGRV. Hello once again and welcome back in from ECU Field and Pioneer Park, the beautiful campus of Tusculum University, for today's Class 3A state sectional between the Anderson County Longhorns from Clinton, Tennessee and the homestanding Greeneville Greene Devils, the defending state champions, looking to make it 3 in 4 years, looking to make it back to Murfreesboro for a 4th consecutive year. Anderson County last season snapping a 17-year drought, a program that's only been to Murfreesboro 3 times, looking to get back there under 5th-year head coach Josh Boynton, the district's coach of the year. Greeneville's coach, their skipper, longtime head man Andy Collins in his 11th season at the helm of Greeneville High School, aiming for win number 300 tonight. A Greeneville baseball team who is also looking to make history in one form or fashion as they aim for their program best for wins in a season, and that is 37. They can do it with a win here today. With 2 wins in this best 2 of 3 series, Greeneville or Anderson County punches its ticket to the state tournament, and Greeneville now 2 wins away from doing just that. Hello and welcome in. Matthew Palazzo here, elevated field side from ECU Field, joined back at the station by Jeff Moore, our man straw stirring the drink, so to speak, the rest of the time through. Glad you could join us here for what should be a wonderful Wednesday of high school baseball. Welcome to the tournament pregame show as well. Here in the Class State Sectional of 3A, it means 16 teams remain, the Sweet 16, if you will. So this field will be cut in half after tomorrow's festivities. Most of the games being played, by the way, a single game on Wednesday and a double match tomorrow. So we should be in store for a lot of fanfare coming forth in these next few hours. Let's start at the top, though. Class Single A, a couple of sectionals to run you through, regions 1 through 8. One that has already got underway, that is University and Greenback. We also have Hampton and Coalfield. Coalfield gets it done in their first game of a best 2 of 3 series, 4-3 in that Single A section. That was the Region 1 and 2 champions, or runner-up. Sale Creek visits Truesdale County. Gordonsville visiting South Pittsburgh tonight. Richland visits Holleross Brewston. McKenzie visits Eagleville, the defending state champions in Class Single A. And it's Greeneville visiting Oak Haven tonight. And in Region 8 and 7, it's Memphis Middle College against Dresden. That'll wrap it up for Class Single A. Moving along to Class 2A, Pigeon Forge, a host this season. They will host Kingston tonight. Sweetwater will play host to Eagleton, who upset Unicoi County in the region tournament. You've got Smith County playing host to Westmoreland. White House Heritage, who made the move from 3A to 2A, will play host to Marion County tonight. You have Cascade, the consensus number 1 in Class 2A. They will play host to Huntington tonight. Milan host Riverside. You've got Westview facing Melrose. Westview, a team who won the football championship in Class 2A and made it to the state Final Four in basketball, so looking to punch their ticket as a baseball program. You've got Freedom Prep and Scotts Hill. Not too familiar with those two out in West Tennessee. And then for Class 3A, pay close attention. This is Greenville's bracket and the potential opponents for their state tournament run. You've got Greeneville playing host to Anderson County in Region 1 and Region 2, and the other Region 1 and 2 matchup pits Gibbs, the host, against Tennessee High, whom Greeneville beat in the region championship. It's Vikings and it's Eagles in that other sectional here in Region 1 and 2. 3A, Heritage playing host to Watertown. Now, Heritage, a team that already beat Greeneville this season, the 5th-ranked team in the state, along with Mr. Baseball contender Gavin French, the UT baseball commit, and I see them as certainly a contender coming next week's state tournament. We'll see if they get the job done against Watertown. You have Macon County playing host to Alcoa. Alcoa, who lost to Heritage in the Region 4 championship. You have Liberty Creek, who has really been at the heels of Greeneville all season. They're up to number 4 in the state rankings. They are playing host to Battle Creek. Battle Creek, who is the 9th-ranked team in the state tonight in the start of their sectional series. Lawrence County against Martin Luther King. Lawrence County is the number 3 team in the state. And then the team who has been nipping on the heels of Greeneville all season long, that's Crockett County over in Region 7. They will play host to Lakeland Prep in a heavyweight fight in that Class 3A sectional. Crockett County and Lakeland Prep, the second to last one we'll get to. And then Covington and Dyer County. Dyer County, the 10th-ranked team in the state. Covington has been hovering up around the top 10 all season long. And then Class 4A, the true heavyweights, the super heavyweights, if you will. Science Hill Farragut tonight. Farragut losing to Oak Ridge in the region championship. They'll be on the road in Johnson City tonight. You have Oak Ridge, the champions of that region, playing host to Dobbins Bennett. And those two right there, you could stop right there and you might have the 4 best teams in the state as far as 4A, but you continue along. Shelbyville and Hendersonville in Class 4A. You have Beach and Cookville. Siegel, who's one of the best teams in 4A, against Nolansville, who does have a state championship under their program's belt. Ravenwood, Riverdale, Dixon County and Collierville, and then Houston and Clarksville will round out the Class 4A sectionals. Once again, the 3 that I'm keeping an eye on for 3A anyway, that's Greeneville, Anderson County, of course, Heritage and Watertown. And I think one of the more intriguing matchups is going to be that Crockett County and Lakeland Prep series. Crockett County really been the consensus number 2 behind Greeneville all season, but Lakeland Prep, if you remember, bursting onto the scene last year in Class 2A and making quite the run to do it. So we'll keep an especially close eye on those 3 in particular, but the game underway here in just a few moments. Greeneville and Anderson County, the Class 3A state sectional, as the rain begins to pour here on Tusculum University's field. We'll take a brief pause. When we come back, we'll preview tonight's action between the Anderson County Longhorns and the Greeneville Greene Devils. This is Green Devil Baseball in the Class 3A State Sectional from 99.5 FM WGRV. From Tusculum University, welcome back alongside Jeff Moore. Matthew Palazzo bringing in the Class 3A State Sectional between Greeneville and Anderson County. Greeneville, the home team on the scoreboard, and in this series, playing in their home away from home, ECU Field and Pioneer Park. But let's talk about this matchup. We just talked about the sectionals to be aware of here tonight, especially in the ranks of Class 3. One other very important game in local prep action, North Greene playing host to Cloudland in the Region 1 Single A Softball Championship. North Greene with a win tonight would play host to whoever would be from that opposite region in Friday's state sectional, with the Lady Huskies looking to punch their return ticket to Murfreesboro. So we'll keep a close eye on that game as well. Give you a close to live up-to-date updates as quick as possibly can. That game happening in Baileyton tonight, the region title game. But over here from Tusculum, it is Anderson County, it is Greeneville. Anderson County, a team 26-20 on this season. They have played two more games than the Greeneville Greene Devils. Now, I didn't double check this. I'm not sure there's any way that you can, but I think Greeneville and Anderson County have played the two most in the entire state. They played the maximum numbers of regular season games, and then Greeneville here in the postseason, they have played the 3 in the district championship series, the tournament, the 2 in the regional, and now with 44 games on the season, they played one less than the maximum games allotted, which is 40 in a regular season. Anderson County, well, in their district tournament, they played 4 games in the districts. They played 3 games in the region, so 7 games. So Greeneville and Anderson County each with 39 regular season games. Anderson County has just played twice more in the postseason. But two teams who have played a ton of baseball, 100 combined games between these two opponents on the season. Anderson County 26-20, 7-1. They were the 1 seed in the District 4 3A tournament. They were upset. Listen, this is a team that played Gibbs 6 times this season. A team that Greeneville themselves had played and beat earlier in the season, a 13-2 win for Greeneville. But for Anderson County, the first series, the regular season series against Gibbs, they would split 1-1. They would play again later in that district tournament. They would play them in the first round. They would lose 2-0. They would play them twice in the district championship and split that one, winning the first and losing the second. And then they would play them again in the Region 2 3A championship, losing 6-4. So all told, they were 500 against, or one less than 500 against the Gibbs team, who Greeneville does have a victory against this season. Anderson County led by 5th-year head coach Josh Boyne, longtime assistant in his 19th overall season in the program, his 14th as an assistant, preceding that first official season as head coach. The Motlow State Community College and Tennessee Tech baseball alum, an assistant coaching staff that features Hudson Hargrove, Mark Ledford, Brady Slavins, and Bryson Wolfenbarger. Slavins, an Arkansas baseball alum once upon a time. All told, a program in Anderson County that has made the state tournament 3 times. They made it last year, breaking a 17-year drought. They made it for the first time back in 2006 and for a second back in 2008. This being just the second all-time recorded meeting between Anderson County and Greeneville. The first, well, March 29th of 2007. Anderson County would win that game. It was played in Clinton. Many moons before Coach Andy Collins would arrive on the scene in Greeneville. Collins, mind you, the 11th-year head coach at Greeneville High School, whose club is 36-8 on the season, who finished 8-1 in district play. The 1 seed who swept through the district, swept through the region. They are 5-0 in postseason play thus far. Under Coach Collins' tenure, they are 63-13. That's an .829 winning percentage in the postseason. They fare better in the postseason than they do regular season historically under Coach Andy Collins, who is 8-2 in sectional contests throughout his 11-year tenure at Greeneville. A Greeneville Greene Devil team who is currently in the midst of winning 11 of their last 12, including back-to-back nail-biting wins in the region tournament, playing right here from Tusculum University, a venue, a site that has been increasingly kind for the Greeneville Greene Devils. They have currently won 12 consecutive games right here from Tusculum University. They have won 3 of its past 5 home sectionals, and they have been 5-2 in those sectional games. They are 5-2 in the sectional round overall under Coach Collins. Their last loss in the sectional, you got to go back to May 17th, 2019. It came against the Pigeon Forge Tigers. who would then go on to win the Class 2A state championship. So Greeneville, having won 6 straight, having won 26 of their last 29, a team whose regular season was riddled with top to bottom competition after competition. Some of the best teams in the state, we've already talked about it. Some of the powerhouses in 4A, some of the powerhouses in 2A, in 1A, now have their season, their medal tested here in the 2 of 3 series from Tusculum University, which begins on a Wednesday. And their star is on the mound first. We'll see him from the left-hand side. Will Harmon will get us going when we come back. National Anthem is just around the corner, and then we'll get you to first pitch in our game starting lineups. Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A State Sectional from ECU Field and Pioneer Park. It all begins next as you listen to Green Devil Baseball in this Class 3A Sectional from 1340 AM and 99.5 FM WGRV. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome in from ECU Field and Pioneer Park as we begin the Class 3A State Sectional Series between the homestand Greeneville Greene Devils and the visitors from Clinton, Tennessee, the Anderson County Longhorns. A lot of history between these two programs, these two schools, but not a lot has occurred on the baseball diamond. These two foes meeting for just the second time in recorded history and for the first time since 2007. Greeneville looking to pick up its first win against Anderson County, a Greeneville football team who ousted the Longhorns from the state quarterfinal round back in the fall. Now can this Greeneville Greene Devil baseball team outs them from the Sweet 16 here in the spring? Will Harmon will get the start on the mound for the Greeneville Greene Devils. Listen, Harmon, a Mr. Baseball front runner throughout the course of the season. He's just left off of the finalist list of 3, but take a look at these stats. Will Harmon, the 6'1", 200-pound senior lefty, committed to Tusculum University, the district's player of the year, the tournament MVP, in the all-region selection on the mound this season, making his 16th appearance in his 12th start in a Greeneville uniform. He's got more complete games than non-complete games. He is 9-2 in the win-loss column. He's got 3 saves under his belt. Opponents batting just 156 against the Southpaw. All told, the senior with 63 in the third innings pitched, 1.22 ERA, and a .726 whip, 102 strikeouts on the season. All 4 of those lead the team in its respective categories. Against just 12 walks on the season, he's allowed just 34 hits, 14 runs, and he has picked off 8 on the base pass this year. The leadoff bat for Anderson County, that will be the catcher, Nolan Benson. The district's player of the year in 4-3A will step in, and we will do the duties and get underway here from Tusculum University. Harmon out of the windup will pump in the first pitch. It is watched by Benson off the outer edge as it dropped off a clip for ball number 1. Benson, the district's player of the year, as we mentioned, the junior stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Harmon delivers the 1-0. It's lifted high and right side to Benson. It's hooking, and it is over the head of Begley out towards right field. He'll take 2 hops, hit the green wall out and right, and Benson will coast into second base. It's a leadoff double for Anderson County, and Benson immediately into scoring position. Quite the bang to start for the Horns. Could think of no better way to begin an Anderson County team last year that got off to a slow start in their first game of the sectional. It was a loss against Unicoi County, but they came back and won the last 2 games of the series on the next day to end up punching its ticket and ending its 17-year drought, the Longhorns, that is. So now with no outs and a runner on second base and our first left-handed hitter of the day, Daniel Unthank, stepping in. It will be an 0-0 count, runner on second, no out still. Harmon delivers, Unthank squares to bunt, fouls it off left side, and Harmon will jump ahead 0-1 for the first time in a count here today. Will, of course, the reigning district co-pitcher of the year, the All-State selection from a season ago. This year just a absolute sweep through the regular season and the postseason thus far, picking up accolades left and right. 0-1 the count. Harmon delivers out of the stretch. It's pumped back to him on the squared bunt. Harmon throws to third. The tag is just high, and sliding in safely at third is Benson. Anderson County's got runners on the corners after Harmon is just a tick too late on the throw to third base. So after a leadoff double, it will be a fielder's choice that allows Daniel Unthank to place runners on the corner still with no outs here in the top of the first inning. We saw Harmon run into a little bit of trouble in the first game of that region tournament. He allowed the 1 run right off the bat to Davy Crockett, but a Greeneville offense would respond in a big way with 3 in the bottom half of the first inning. In that game that really looked just night and day different from one inning to the rest of the game. 0-0. Harmon applies a pickoff to the right side. It's unsuccessful as Unthank will get back to the bases. They are underway from Baileyton as well. North Greene and Cloudland in the region championship. Farragut and Science Hill also have begun as sectional play begins across the state. The Sweet 16, only 16 teams remaining in Class 3A. That field will be cut in half after tomorrow night. That is weather permitting. We saw a little drizzle beforehand in the pregame, but that has since cleared up. Now a rainbow peeking over the center field wall high in the sky against the overcast blanket. A delivery by Harmon upstairs for ball 1. And the next batter that he will face, Blake Lowe, the Roane State Community College commit, will see ball 1 jump ahead in the count. 1-0 the count. Runners on the corners. No outs here at the top of the first inning. Anderson County and Greeneville. Harmon delivers. Belt-high fastball. And he will tie the count up at 1 apiece. Greeneville in the home blacks. Greeneville written in script across the chest in green. Outlined in white. The white pants and the black lids. Lowe will see ball 2 outside, and it's 2-1 quickly on the right-handed batter. For Anderson County, it's the white-on-white kits. Anderson County across the chest in navy blue with the silver trim and blue lids. The 2-1 swung on and missed by Lowe. Harmon pulls the string to get back in the count, 2-2. Upper 60s as far as the weather is concerned. Slight chance of rain for the rest of the night, but shouldn't be an issue. Should hold off for the most part in our 7 innings required here in game 1. The 2-2 stopped up by Brandon White behind home plate, and it is 3-2. A count that is filled up here on the 3-hole batter. 2 have went up to the plate and 2 have reached thus far. A double by Benson and Unthank reaching on the fielder's choice. Harmon comes set. The payoff fouled away and off the screen as this one will bounce back into play. Harmon will pump one back in to Lowe here upcoming. Lowe on the season, a .267 batter, 9 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. Actually tied for the team lead in home runs this season. Harmon settles. Payoff pitch number 2. Again, it's flung back on the foul tip. Pioneer Park, a much bigger park, though, than Anderson County is accustomed to playing in. 331 down the left and right field line, 400 to straightaway dead center, a collegiate ballpark, one of the premier facilities in Division II and collegiate summer ball. Harmon turns attention right back to Lowe. Payoff pitch number 3 on the way. It's Lowe for ball 4, and Lowe draws the free pass. Anderson County has loaded the bases as Greeneville is still looking to record the first out of the game. Still tied scoreless, top of the first inning. And the cleanup batter, Jeremiah Owens, will step to the plate. Owens, a second-team All-District performer this season. On the year, a .263 batter with 8 doubles, a homer, and 25 runs batted in. He'll be looking for a couple here as Coach Boynton will have a brief discussion with the home plate umpire. It looks like there was some jawing back and forth between the Longhorn dugout and potentially the Greeneville starting pitcher, Will Harmon. We'll get to the defensive adjustment and lineup right after this pitch. A first offering for Owens as Harmon gets back to the windup. Offset to his left or right of the rubber. Kicks and delivers the 0-0. It's looked at upstairs. From left to right in the outfield for Greeneville, Jackson Winter, Maddox Bishop, and Tegan Begley. A little switch up in the infield. They go Sam Thompson at third, Kane Rickers at short, Grayson Crosby makes the move to second, while Colton Smith stands at first. Branton White, the sophomore catcher, behind the dish to complete the battery between he and Will Harmon. It's 1-0. Harmon kicks and delivers. This is rocketed high and hooking foul. Colton Smith will give it a watch as that one bangs off the top side of the green canopy here at Pioneer Park. 1-1, the updated count on Jeremiah Owens. Will Harmon looking to bounce back after surrendering the bases loaded here in the top of the first inning to begin our ball game. 1-1 the count. The lefty comes set out of the windup. He'll rock and deliver. The offering as Owens jumps out of the way of strike 2 will put Harmon back ahead in the count. The fastball that can reach as high as 86-87. That one painted on the lower half of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The bases loaded with nobody out. The top of the first inning. Harmon strikes. The 1-2 is just outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Branton White turns behind him, asks where that finished. Umpire says just a bit outside. 2-2 the count. Harmon looks to kick back. Infield playing at normal depth here with no outs and the bases occupied. Here's the 2-2, and it's belted foul right against the screen in front of the Greeneville dugout. Anderson County, you can hear a pin drop here as they have jumped out of the gates on fire. Top of the first. Greeneville still looking to record the first out of the game in a 0-0 tie. Here's we begin the Class 3A State Sectionals. Harmon kicks, fires the 2-2, strikeout number 1, and it couldn't have come at a better time. After allowing the leadoff double, the fielder's choice in the walk that would load the bases, you desperately needed something to go your way, and a strikeout of Jeremiah Owens will be just that. The kicker, you got to get 2 more here if you want to keep this goose egg up on the board. 1 out, the bases loaded, and the 5-hole batter, Will Rednow, one of the best players in this Anderson County lineup, will step to the plate from the right-hand side. Harmon works out of the windup. Lefty on righty. Pumps in the first offering. It's on the ground, left side. Reaching for it is Ricker. Can't come up with it cleanly. The throw to first is late, and Anderson County will plate 1 on an RBI ground out. A very ill-timed, ill-located bouncer to the left side of the infield. Thompson and Ricker both converge between third and short. It was one of those soft hops, and Ricker gloved it, lost his footing in the damp dirt, and couldn't get the throw to first in time. Ridnour beats out the infield single, not the ground out. Got ahead of myself. Either way, Anderson County jumps on the board, 1-0 on their second hit here in the top of the first inning. Harmon starts on the next batter. The 0-0 nearly worn off the left sleeve of Fletcher's jersey. Will Ridnour, by the way, remember that name, the ace in this Anderson County pitching staff. He is not getting the start here in game number 1. In fact, neither of their top 3 arms are getting the start here in game 1. We'll talk about that as the game progresses. The next pitch is belted foul down the right field line. It's out of play. For Anderson County, Clay Fletcher, the second-team All-District performer and senior, will step in. 1-0, Anderson County leading Greeneville here in the top of the first. Bases remain loaded. Harmon sends in the 1-1. Fletcher buckles and sees strike two, letter high fastball. Can Harmon, after his second consecutive start with a bumpy first inning, escape with just the one run allowed here in the top of the first? Here's the 1-2 by Harmon. Cut on and sent right side. Bounced into the glove of Crosby. Devils look to turn two. Ricker's throw is high. Smith will stay on the bag, and it's a double play to end the inning. How timely. Anderson County makes some noise. They score a run on 2 hits, but they leave the bases loaded to end the frame. We move to the bottom of the first. It's Anderson County 1, Greeneville 0. We're headed to the bottom of the first in this Class 3A State Sectional from WGRV. Well, Anderson County wastes no time. They jump on top first. 1-0. They lead it over Greeneville. Here as we begin the bottom of the first inning. They do it on 2 hits, a leadoff double by Nolan Benson, a sacrifice bunt, and then a walk drawn by Blake Lowe would have the bases loaded. Harmon would strike out Jeremiah Owens, but then an infield single by Will Roundnauer would score a run on that RBI infield single. But then a 4-6-3 double play. Green Devils would turn just the 9th double play defensively this season, and in the inning, a defense who desperately needed something to go right here in the postseason. They have not played flawlessly on the defensive side of the diamond, but there to get that inning-ending double play could not have been bigger, could not have been more crucial as you maintain this one-run deficit as you grab the bats for the first time. Offensively, Greeneville would send Maddox Bishop, the leadoff man, the center fielder, to the plate first. We'll see Kane Ricker batting second, the shortstop batting third, the right fielder Tegan Begley batting cleanup, the starting pitcher Will Harmon. Maddox Bishop steps in, the 0-0, swung on and driven over the third baseman's head. It's a leadoff single for the Greeneville Greene Devil offense, and Maddox Bishop hits the boys on the base pass for the first time today. Maddox Bishop, who has wielded such a blazing hot bat, not only throughout the regular season, but the postseason as well, the all-district and all-region performer, able to get on board after the first pitch seen. Now Kane Ricker's turn to shine. No outs and a runner on first base. Greeneville trailing 1-0 here against Anderson County in this Class 3A State Sectional. The starting pitcher for Anderson County will fire this one high on Ricker. He rolls over on it. It's a fielder's choice as the shortstop for Anderson County will flip it up to the second baseman Lowe for out number 1. That starting pitcher, by the way, it is Clay Fletcher, the second-team all-district performer, the senior right-hander for Anderson County. Now with 1 out and a runner on first base, who is Kane Ricker, Tegan Begley will step in from the right-handed batter's box. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Greeneville trailing 1-0. Fletcher pumps in a first-pitch breaking ball on Tegan Begley. It's low, and all Begley can shake his head at it. Such a productive region tournament for him. Actually named the region tournament MVP. Offensively and defensively was just stellar. Got hit by a pitch 3 times in the championship game against Tennessee High. Tied for the team lead in hit by pitch, but that's not all. He also leads the team in batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS. as he sees an equalizing strike to move the count to 1-1. Ricker gets the lead off of first base. Fletcher comes set, out of the stretch, kicks home. It's out, but it's scooped up by the catcher, Benson. The back pick to first is too late to grab Ricker. Ricker's up there for the team's lead in stolen bases. He's got 23 on the year, so you definitely got to keep an eye on him over on the first base bag. The Anderson County catcher just about had him on the back pick there. An excellent scoop behind the dish. 2 balls and 1 strike. Begley stares down the barrel, lifts this one up into the right center gap. It's hooking, and it'll find green grass. It'll fall for a base hit. Begley looks to extend, and he'll stand up into second base. It's a double for Greeneville, and 2 are in scoring position with a tying run on third. Tegan Begley has just been absolutely menacing against baseballs here in this ballpark throughout the postseason. Not only is his OPS up and over 1,200 now on the season, he's got his 14th double of the year and has thus extended his lead in that category on the team. All told for Begley on the year, 19 extra base hits. He has been phenomenal. Or excuse me, 21 extra base hits. I miscounted for Begley on the year. Will Harmon will step in. He'll see ball 1 low. An update from Baileyton. It's Cloudland 0, North Green 1 as they head to the bottom of the second inning. The 1-0 swung on by Harmon and belted down in the dirt. It's picked up by Benson, the catcher. And he'll get a new ball out there for his cohort and Daniel Fletcher. North Green playing for a home sectional this Friday in the softball scene. They can do it with a win tonight in the region title game. Greeneville now with runners on second and third, 1 out. Will Harmon at the plate. After a leadoff single by Maddox Bishop and a double by Tegan Begley, Will Harmon steps in looking for his bat to heat up here in this postseason. The arm has stayed scorching hot, just waiting for him to come around offensively. Here's the 2-1. It's swatted up and hooking left. That one's well beyond the field of play and off the top of the canopy. 2-2. Will Harmon playing in his future ballpark here throughout the last 2 weeks here at Tusculum University. A ballpark, a venue that has been increasingly kind to this Greeneville High baseball team. Harmon steps back into the left-handed box. Lefty on righty matchup here between he and Fletcher. The 2-2 swung on and lifted back off the screen. He will see one more. Kane Ricker, the tying run 90 feet away there at third. Tegan Begley stands at second. The rain has pulled away from the playing surface. Just a little bit of wet spots on the top of each dugout remain. The 2-2, skied high, left side, hooking foul. Moving over is Young, who will make the catch falling away in foul territory. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Greeneville in danger of straining these 2 runners in scoring position after the pop out. Nothing and nothing, the count with 2 outs, and Grayson Crosby will step to the plate. Grayson on the season, .371 batter, but he leads the team in on-base percentage with .551 and OBP, nearly 180 points higher than that average. Slugging a .410, he's got 4 doubles and 23 RBI on the season. Also leads the team in hit by pitch for the all-district performer. Thompson comes set, delivers low on the first offering to Crosby, and he will jump ahead immediately, 1-0. Sam Thompson awaits in the turf on deck circle, and Crosby will adjust the gloves and step back in, leading in the count 1-0. Fletcher comes set, delivers out of the stretch. The 1-0 off the plate by about an inch, and Crosby will move ahead 2-0 in the count. Big pendulum point in this game here with Anderson County getting the bases loaded without an out in the top half, plating 1. How can Greeneville respond? The 2-0 looked at by Crosby for strike 1. And the Greeneville crowd about 80-20 in partisan favor. Very, very much in disagreement with that call. It's 2-1 for Crosby. back into the right-handed box. Fletcher slides home. This one is going to clip Crosby on the shoulder. The 20th time he's been hit by a pitch this year, and Greeneville has loaded the bases in the bottom of the first inning. They've got one out left to work with. What can you do for me? What have you done for me lately? Grayson Crosby wears one off the shoulder to get every base occupied here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. Sam Thompson, the 5'7" senior, digs into the left-handed batter's box. The first pitch, a fastball center cut, and Thompson falls behind quickly, 0-1. The sun's starting to poke through our cloud cover here today. Now a partly cloudy sky here from Tusculum University. The 0-1 looked at by Thompson, just off the outer black. It's a strike call, and it moves the count to 0-2. Every base is touched. Here's the 0-2 by Thompson, and Fletcher began to walk off the mound. He thought he had strike 3, but Thompson will see one more in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded here for Greeneville, trailing 1-0. Fletcher out of the windup. The righty pumps one in. Thompson sends it up the middle, and it's out. No, it's stopped by the shortstop. The flip is too late. Greeneville will score 1. The relay home is not in time. Tegan Begley will score from second, and Greeneville will take a 2-1 lead. A swing by Thompson rockets the ball up the middle. What a play by the shortstop. Sharp, able to get to it in the first place, but the flip up to second base was just not in time. And Greeneville will score the runner from third and Kane Ricker. They will score Tegan Begley from second to take their first lead of the game. It's 2-1 Greene Devils here in the bottom of the first inning. The first offering to the next batter that Fletcher will face, Spradlin, is up and out for a ball. How about that for a response? And how about that for a third consecutive game? Like clockwork, Greeneville here in the first 2 games of the district region tournament, now the first game of their sectional, have taken that first inning and they have fallen behind after surrendering one, but immediately their offense provides an answer in the bottom half of the inning. They do so here today, and they take a 2-1 lead over the visiting Anderson County Longhorns. Fletcher looks down at the wristband. He'll gather the sign. Greeneville with runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Crosby's at second and Thompson is at first. Fletcher with a quick pick back to first, and he had Thompson by about a step. The tag was applied just late, and the first base umpire signals safe. Coach Boynton is very quickly out of that visitor's dugout to go have a word with the official who made the call. And to my vantage point, it looked to be an out on Sam Thompson. Looked like the tag was swiped in time, and Boynton is very displeased with the verdict of that one. He's going to have a discussion here. They say it was a high tag, and Boynton's pleading his case just inside the first base bag. We do have an update from Baileyton, bottom of the second inning. North Greene would take a 2-0 lead over Cloudland, as Coach Boynton will make the trot back to the visitors' dugout. But that North Greene Cloudland game, 2-0, as the Lady Huskies take the lead in the bottom of the second of the Region 1 Single A Championship. Still 2 outs in that inning. Over here, bottom of the first with 2 outs and runners on first and second. In a 2-0 count, Case Spradlin will step in. The freshman will see one bounce for ball 3, and it's 3-0 as Spradlin will jump ahead. So far, Greeneville with that leadoff single by Maddox Bishop, the fielder's choice by Kane Ricker, then the double by Begley. A hit by pitch by Grayson Crosby, which would leave the bases open and loaded, that is. And then a single by Sam Thompson will score 2. An infield single by Thompson, as well as an incredible grab by the shortstop Sharp. And what a play, what a heads-up play on the base pass there by Tegan Begley to sprint in from second base. That's an incredibly difficult ball to score on, but he did so. It's a 4-pitch walk on Case Spradlin, and Greeneville may not be done just yet. Bases loaded for a second time this inning with 2 outs. Crosby at third, Thompson's at second, Spradlin is now at first, and Colton Smith, your first baseman, steps in from the 8-hole spot. Fletcher winds and delivers the 0-0. It's swung on, driven to shortstop. Sharp delivers the throw across the diamond for out number 3. Greeneville will leave the bases loaded, but they plate 2. They take a 1-run lead in the bottom of the second inning thanks to 3 critical base hits, including a 2 RBI single from Sam Thompson. It's 2-1. Greeneville leads. We head to the second inning. This is Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A State Sectional, 99.5 FM WGRV. Well, a very eventful first inning of play. Anderson County would take a 1-0 lead entering the bottom of the first after loading the bases with no outs in the top of 1, but a ground out double play to end the frame would put Greeneville with that 1-run deficit to face as they would send the offense to the plate for the first time. 3 hits, including singles by Maddox Bishop and Sam Thompson. The Thompson single brought in 2, and a double by Tegan Begley would lead to 2 Greeneville runs as the defending state champions take a 2-1 lead into our second inning of play here from Tusculum University. Will Harmon back on the mound to start his second inning of work. Labored quite a bit in that first side. Of course, the sacrifice by Daniel Unthink would put the runners on the corners. That was before Harmon would issue a free pass as the leadoff batter for Anderson County, Reese Young, will lift this sky-high shallow right. Tegan Begley moves in to make the grab for out number 1, and the fly out will be the first out recorded here in the top of the second inning. Winner of this one, of course, you've got to win 2 of 3, moves on to the state tournament. Anderson County looking to get back for a 4th time in program history. Greeneville looking for a 6th appearance and 4 straight to Murfreesboro. That state tournament will begin next Tuesday, May 19th from Murfreesboro. Got to get past today, though. That first domino, very helpful. We've seen Greeneville, at least in the last 3 sectionals they've played, the last 2 here at Tusculum, swept through. Took the first 2 games, and before that, you got to go back to 2019, where they last lost a sectional game. That was against eventual state champion Pigeon Forge in Class 2A. A check swing here, and Titus Fetters will be behind the 8 ball, falling out 0-2 now, as the awning casts a shadow nearly reaching the hill, where Will Harmon will start his windup, leading in the count 0-2. Harmon the offering. It's upstairs for ball 1, and Fetters jumps ahead. No, excuse me. We'll fight back now, 1-2 in the count. Jackson Harris in the on-deck circle. The 8-9-1 batters due up here to start this inning for the Longhorns. Here's the 1-2 delivery, just high for ball 2. It'll tie the count at 2 apiece. Sun continues to poke through the overhead cloud cover here from ECU Field on a Wednesday afternoon, where we get things started in the Class 3A State Sectional. Will Harmon getting started. 2 quick outs to start the inning. This is strikeout on Fetters. Good for his second punch out of the day, and Greeneville has recorded 2 quick ones after facing the 7 and 8 batters. So forgive me, the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. This is the 9-hole batter Jackson Harris, due up with 2 outs and nobody on board. Little switch up defensively today for Greeneville. Third base is Sam Thompson. Grayson Crosby makes the move to second. It's already paid off for the Green Devils once as they turned that inning-ending double play. It was a 4-6-3 double play. 1-0 quickly on Harris, the junior. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup here for the Longhorns. Harris sees strike one on the outer edge. It's tied up in the count. That is 1-1. Harmon winds, delivers the 1-1. It's cut right through by Harris. And Anderson County's down to their final strike here in the second inning. Quite the bounce back here from Harmon in this Green Devil defense. The 1-2, cut on and miss. Will Harmon with punch out number 3. He K's back-to-back horns to get out of the order and the frame. Still a 2-1 Greeneville lead. Harmon retires the side. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. 9-1-2. Winner, Bishop, and Ricker due up when we come back. This is Greeneville Baseball in the Class 3A Sectional, 99.5 FM, WGRV. Well, Harmon able to retire the side in the top of the second inning. Greeneville will take the bats and this 2-1 lead to the plate here as we enter the bottom of 2. Jackson and Winter will lead things off. It'll be the 9-1-2 batter set to lead things off for this Greeneville Greene Devil team. With a win today, they'll set a new record for single season wins in a season with 37. Breaking the record set back in 2025, just a season ago, and in 2023. Both teams who would go on to win their respective Class 3A state championships. As Jackson Winter sees a ball outside. What's more, Andy Collins looking for win number 300 in the Greeneville dugout here today. The 1-0 offering is just outside as Winter eyes it for strike one. Now a 1-1 count tied up for Winter. Out of the 9-hole this season, the 342 batter, the all-district selection, will put a piece behind this one and place it into the right center gap. He'll turn first, stay put though. It's a leadoff single for a second straight inning for the Greeneville Greene Devil offense. And they're cooking with grease once again. 1-2. Anderson County took that one-run lead right off the bat, but Greeneville has responded in a big, big way. 2 runs now on 4 hits ever since. Maddox Bishop, who had the first hit of the game, steps to the plate for a second time here in the second frame. Winter the lead over at first. Before he can do anything else, checked back by the right-handed pitcher Cam Fletcher. Now, what I was going to pose in that first inning, Anderson County with their 1-2, it's Will Redenauer and Daniel Unthing. They by far have the most starts. They have the most appearances on the season for Anderson County. Something I expected to happen was them to pitch off with Will Harmon being your day one guy for Greeneville. You save your 2 best arms for your games 2 and 3. Well, Anderson County has done that. They have thrown Cam Fletcher, who is their number 3 starter. You've still got your best ace. We'll get to him in a few moments, but Maddox Bishop will lift this one high and foul. It's 1-1 as the count ties up. You've got your best ace as well waiting in the wings. That is Chris Policio, the University of Pikeville pitcher. We will see how Coach Boynton looks to attack and looks to use this pitching staff here in day one, in game one. It is a best 2 out of 3 series, and as we saw last year, Anderson County, despite losing in game 1 against Unicoi County, would take games 2 and 3 while doing the same strategy. Pitching off. Maddox Bishop puts down the 1-1 bunt. It's in fair territory. The throw is way off, and it's way down the line. It's over the first baseman's head. Winner will move from first all the way waved around home, and he will touch home plate. It's 3-1 Greeneville on the bunt single by Maddox Bishop. A throw that had no chance of getting him over on the first base line. Jackson Winter could have been content standing in at second base, but the pitcher, Fletcher, who fielded it just between the home plate and the pitcher's mound, just airmailed the throw over the first baseman's head, and Daniel Unthink had no chance. The right fielder, Fetters, had to come all the way in, field it off the brick wall, and Greeneville would score. Winner from first on the sacrifice. The Andy Collins small ball approach pays off, and Greeneville takes a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Maddox Bishop stretching out the lower calf is Glenn, Greeneville athletic trainer, going to go out and have a word and give him a squeeze of the green Gatorade bottle. Looks like he's ready to go, and he'll be standing up on second base. Still without an out here in the bottom of the second. Greeneville taking a 3-1 lead over Anderson County. Kane Ricker steps to the plate. He grounded into that fielder's choice his last time up and would come around to score Greeneville's first run of the ball game. 0-0 the count. Ricker squares it around to bunt, sees one low out of the zone for ball one. Kane Ricker, the district's offensive player of the year throughout the regular season, also an all-tournament selection, leads the team in triples, hits, and runs scored. 56 hits and 49 runs scored. That is just a very impressive margin, as another bunt, this time foul, will be picked up by the Anderson County catcher, Nolan Benson. In foul territory, the count will move to 1-1. All even across the board here as Greeneville takes this 2-run lead. They've scored 3 unanswered here in this home state sectional series. And yes, that Bishop single is what it's officially ruled as. Will bring in the run after the error by Anderson County. So an errant throw. That's our first error of the day here on a Wednesday afternoon. 30 minutes into this one, and it has been as advertised. Very entertaining. Greeneville coming out with quite the response in the bottom of the first and now second have really come to play here in their home away from home. The 1-2 skipped across the dirt. Ricker will tie the count at 2-2. If you missed our pregame, Greeneville, Anderson County each playing 39 regular season games. Between the two of them, Greeneville having played 5, now 6 games in this postseason. Anderson County, who had played 6 and now 7 postseason games. Two of the most active teams across the entire state. Anderson County making a trip down to the Sunshine State, played a classic down in Florida in that later part of March, as Ricker will go down by way of the K here after striking out and becoming Cam Fletcher's first strikeout victim here today. And Tegan Begley will step to the plate. Begley, who had that booming double into the right center gap, it took 2 hops and bounced and hit the wall. The right fielder 1 for 1 already, looking for more. Such an incredible postseason. Hit his first triples of the season in these last 2 weeks here from Tusculum as well. The bat has stayed scorching hot for the district co-offensive player of the year. First pitch strike on the outside corner. Begley will spin the bat and step back in from the right side. The former Army baseball commit named region tournament MVP after his 2A performances in those 2 wins over Crockett and Tennessee High. An 0-1 breaking pitch left upstairs, and Begley will tie the count at 1-1. Leads the team in slugging percentage with a .680 clip. Also leads the squad in batting average at .418 this year. Plus 1,200 OPS, which is your on base plus your slugging. Just wildly impressive when you take a look at his numbers as a whole. And then you couple it with what he's been able to do on the mound as a pitcher, a 2.51 ERA and over 50 strikeouts on the season. Cuts on the 1-1. It's fouled back into the glove of Benson for strike 2. And Greeneville with 1 out and a runner on second base. Looking to add on more, and we'll send Begley back into the box. Will Harmon awaits in the on-deck circle. Fletcher settles, slides home. Begley waves and fouls one off the screen. His at-bat will continue. One ball and 2 strikes. An update from Baileyton after this pitch. Begley pops one opposite field. It hooks into the glove of the right fielder, Fetters, who was able to glove it for out number 2. That one was hit on a rope, but Fetters just in the right place at the right time. It's a fly out to right for the second out of the inning. A score update from Baileyton in the top of the 4th. North Greene has taken a 3-0 lead over Cloudland in the Region 1 Single A Championship. Hannah Brooks currently dealing as she is through 3 innings of no-hit softball so far, 2 strikeouts under her belt. She has faced just 1 more than the minimum. Back to the action here. Greeneville with a runner on second, 2 outs. Will Harmon at the plate. Cuts on the first offering, sends it foul over the awning here from ECU Field and Pioneer Park. Rain has subsided. Cloud cover starting to pull away. Here's the lights flicker on at Eastman Crest. Steps in, lefty on righty matchup as Fletcher pumps one in. Harmon lifts this one. Back it goes. That one is way gone. It's a 2-run homer for Will Harmon, and Greeneville, shot out of a cannon, has taken a 5-1 lead on Harmon's 9th blast of the season. That ball was absolutely tattooed as that took a bounce off the Tusculum walking trail way past the right field wall, and Will Harmon is more than energized as he is welcomed by the awaiting arms of teammates in the home dugout. 5-1 Greeneville. That's one way to incite a charge behind this home crowd. What a swing. That ball was absolutely launched. And now Grayson Crosby will look to follow that act. 1-0, the count lead now for Crosby. This one misses away on the breaking pitch. Greeneville taking a 5-1 lead here over Anderson County in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A 372-foot home run bomb by Will Harmon, and it gives Greeneville this 4-run advantage. Crosby now trailing in the count 1-2. The delivery by Fletcher, cut on and missed. Oh, pardon, that one was strike 2 on Crosby. The count now tied up 2 apiece for the junior second baseman. Bases empty after the bases clearing 2-run blast by Harmon. His pitch nearly clips Crosby on the elbow. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. 20th time he's been pegged this season as he took the team lead back from Tegan Begley. Here's the 2-2 pitch, 3-2, and Crosby will see it in the dirt for ball 4. Even if you have a good inning like Anderson County did in the top of the 1st, there's just so much you can do. There's just so much. And so much time that you have to get on top of a team like Greeneville. The defending state champions have blistered 5 runs here in the bottom of the 1st and 2nd to take this 5-1 lead. The 0-0 to Sam Thompson is deflected off the bat. Left side, it's fair. It's gloved by the third baseman. The throw is on time for out number 3, but this one is quickly getting out of hand. 5-1, Greeneville takes the lead thanks to a 2-run bomb by Will Harmon, and the Green Devils lead it by 4. We move to the top of the 3rd inning. 1-2-3, top of the order due up for Anderson County. when we return here in this Class 3A State Sectional. It's Greeneville and Anderson County from WGRV. Oh my God, Jeff, that ball was absolutely drilled. Oh my God. I was just waiting to see if it was fair because I knew it was gone. Golly. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it is. They do, yeah. 98 off the bat, 372 feet. Greeneville takes a 5-1 lead over Anderson County here as we move to the top of the third inning. Will Harmon, who makes it a 5-1 game, on the mound as we begin our third, a leadoff ball. Playing in his future ballpark here from Pioneer Park. We saw Kobe Mundy do it last season as he would really do well at the plate and belt a homer in that postseason run here from Pioneer Park. He would have the walk-off hit to send Greeneville to the state tournament last year in Game 2 in that win over Seymour. Well, Will Harmon, despite struggling so far at the plate this postseason, has really had his moment, and it came here in the bottom of the second. A 2-run blast that comes off the bat, 98 miles an hour. It travels 372 feet. Folks, that's 40 feet further than the right field wall. He absolutely launches a second pitch fastball over the right field wall, and it contributes to that 3-run inning for Greeneville. Greene Devils taking a 4-run lead into the top of the third. The leadoff bat of Nolan Benson is due up. He's the one who reached on that leadoff double to begin our ball game as he faces Will Harmon for a second time. The count 2-2 as we get back moving here from Pioneer Park. Benson takes a late timeout as he steps out of the box. Greeneville so far 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Anderson County committing that 1 error the last half inning. That prolonged the frame and allowed Greeneville to plate 1 on that bunt single by Maddox Bishop. But so far, Anderson County 1 run on 2 hits to 1 error. They have committed the game's sole error today. The payoff pitch by Harmon, swung on by Benson. It's lifted up behind the shortstop's head. It's what they call a dying quail, and it's out to shallow left for the leadoff single for Anderson County. A double and a single so far from the Longhorn catcher Nolan Benson, and Anderson County's got a runner on first, no outs, top of the third inning in a 5-1 game in which Greeneville leads. Daniel Unthink, the first baseman who had that sacrifice bunt to move Benson over back in the first inning, will step to the plate. Harmon working out of the stretch now from the left-hand side. Keep an eye on that pickoff move as Benson will dance off the first base bag with the lead. Bailing out of the box here is Unthink as he sees first pitch ball inside. On the season, Unthink a .282 hitter, 25 runs batted in, 6 doubles, 3 triples. Harmon settles and picks off to first, a rocket throw, not going to be on time. And Harmon will turn his attention back to the left-handed bat of Daniel Unthink. Benson, by the way, the team's leader in batting average, a .387 hitter. He has hit the ball extremely well for this Anderson County Ball Club this season. As Unthink will foul this one off of the shin as Colton Smith comes in and gloves it. Benson, the only bat in this Anderson County lineup with a plus 1,000 OPS. He now stands at first. No wonder they bat him in the lead. You don't see a ton of catchers batting the leadoff spot, but when you're hitting as good as Nolan Benson, and he has swung it this season, well, you can rise all the way to that top of the order. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harmon sets, delivers the 1-1. It's swatted on and sent back foul off the bat of Daniel Unthink. Of course, Greeneville playing in its third consecutive home sectional series. They are 4-0 here in the last 2 years at Tusculum University in sectional home meets. Back in 24 where they defeated Union County 2-0, and last year where they knocked off Seymour en route to its 5th trip to the state tournament. A foul tip here by Unthink will keep his at-bat alive, 1-2 the count. Back in 2023 they had to go on the road, but they knocked off Gibbs, who resides in the same district as Anderson County now. On the way to the program's then 2nd state title. Harmon out of the stretch. Gives the runner at first a look. Kicks in, delivers home. Unthink chases one high. Harmon records punch out number 4. The fastball, oh, you could say it's worked for him here today, as he has sat down 4 different Longhorns by way of the K, and he has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters in that fashion. The right-handed batter, Blake Lowe, the second baseman, digs in, 1 out, runner on first. Anderson County trailing by 4. A half swing by Lowe. It's a strike called on the outer edge. Lowe drew the walk his first time up. For Will, who hasn't really walked a lot in fact, it was just his 13th walk of the season. It's saying something when you've got less walks than runs allowed. Will, who has only allowed 15 runs on the season, he's only walked 13 batters, but that is so wildly impressive and difficult to wrap your head around. A .726 whip, one of the top marks in the entire state of Tennessee. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harmon kicks, sends one in. It's low and out for ball 2. And so Blake Lowe will jump ahead in the count. Lowe, the .267 hitter. Again, the tied for the team lead in home runs. He and Reese Young hold that top spot. This one is bounced on the ground left side. Ricker flips it up to Crosby. Would have been a tailor-made double play ball, but a little late out of Ricker's glove. And it was a high bouncer at that, coupled with the speed of Lowe. It's a fielder's choice. That results in the second out of the inning. And 2 outs and a runner on first. Jeremiah Owens, the left fielder, will dig in. 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. Jeremiah Owens. Owens, the second team all-district performer, the only member of this Longhorn team, part of the academic all-district team. The first offering, a breaking pitch, center cut for strike 1. And Owens falls behind quickly. Batting out of the cleanup spot. We saw him a strikeout victim his first time up. We'll see what becomes here in the second meeting between he and Harmon. This is cut over to third. Thompson makes the throw. It's scooped by Smith for out number 3. A leadoff single, but it's all she wrote as a ground out will end the inning. No runs despite the 1 hit. Anderson County will leave 1 on. Greeneville takes this 5-1 lead into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. We go Spradlin, Smith, and Winter when we return. You're listening to Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A sectional from 99.5 WGRV. 5-1, Greeneville leads Anderson County. We take you to the bottom of the third inning. A 2-run blast by Will Harmon in the bottom of the second, which would give Greeneville this 4-run advantage. And then a top of the third inning, which saw the leadoff single, but then a strikeout, fielder's choice, and ground out to end the frame. Will Harmon has now retired 8 of the last 9 batters he has faced. And the first pitch that Case Spradlin is seeing is belted right side, staying fair. He's going to round second, try to make it a 3-bagger, and he is in sliding. It's a leadoff triple for the freshman, and Case Spradlin is now 90 feet away from scoring Greeneville's 6th run of this ball game. That's about as textbook as they come. Before we can officially welcome you back, Spradlin had swung on the first offering, and on a pitch that just gets scorched over the first baseman's head, staying fair and allowing Spradlin, who really showed exceptional speed there on that play, to move from home to third. And now allow Colton Smith to step in. No outs and a runner on third. He'll turn into the first pitch, and he'll get pegged square in the back, right between the ones on the back of the jersey. And Greeneville will have runners at the corners now, and simultaneously will send their first pitcher to go into the visitors' bullpen to start warming up. Coincidentally, a mound visit now underway. Anderson County with Coach Hudson Hargrove out there on the pitcher's mound. An Anderson County Longhorn staff that features a couple of alumni. Bryson Wolfenbarger, he played back in the day. He won a region championship for this Anderson County team. You've also got Brady Slavins, who played his collegiate ball at Arkansas, which is pretty cool. And, of course, longtime assistant Coach Josh Boynton, his 19th overall season in Clinton, but his 5th as head coach. Longhorns have fared pretty well under Coach Boynton, the District 4 3A Coach of the Year, as they are gunning for just their 4th trip to Murfreesboro. They have never finished in the Final Four. They have never finished better than 5th place. Last year was an 0-for-2 trip for them, as they would fall to the eventual state runner-ups Munford in the first round, and then fall to the, then defending state champion Tullahoma baseball team in that second game, that loser's bracket elimination game. It would be a quick 2-and-barbecue outing for the Longhorns, but here they are, 2 games away from making a return trip to the state tournament after breaking a 17-year drought just last year. The mound visit is over. Cameron Fletcher back on the hill, giving a glance back to Colton Smith, who gets the lead at first. Greeneville with runners at the corners, no outs, bottom 3. Winner squares around, didn't get this down on the first offering, but we'll see ball 1 come across its way outside. So after the hit by pitch, Jackson Winter, who singled his first time up, will dig in ahead to start his at-bat. The 1-0 by Fletcher. Lifted up by Winter, foul back beyond the awning. That wind starting to pick up that flag out in left field. They could dance out towards the left field wall. We've already seen one jump the yard here today. The Will Harmon blast to the opposite side of the field, that is. But this wind, safe to say it's going to be friendly for right-handed power hitters. Winter digs in. The count at 1-1. Fletcher offers. It's bounced foul up in the air and off the screen on the bunt attempt by Jackson Winter. Winter out of the 9-hole this season. We've seen that average live over 400. Currently, it's down to 342, but the all-district selection with 25 runs batted in on the season. You don't see that from a 9-hole hitter. Here's the 1-2. On the ground, middle infield. Glove by the shortstop. It's flipped up. They'll go sharp, low, back to first, but the throw is off the mark. Winter stays standing at first. He'll try to take 2 now, and throw will get him in time. It ends up being a very unconventional double play. It will go 6-4, 3-4, the double play eventually, as they will get the lead runner and Jackson Winter. But a run will score. It's 6-1 Greeneville. Jackson Winter will get credit for the single, as he would beat that one out, I believe. I didn't get a great look at the throw. And Colton Smith and Jackson Winter will both head back to the dugout as the bases will clear, and Maddox Bishop steps up to the right-handed batter's box. So, no, they'll call it a fielder's choice there for Winter. Not sure why I thought single. So fielder's choice by Winter, which has him reach over there at first, excuse me. But then decided to try to stretch it to a two-bagger on the errant throw. Ends up not biting Anderson County as Bishop sees the first pitch strike and a second pitch ball to even up the count 1-1. Over in Baileyton, North Greene currently leads Cloudland in the Region 1 Single A Championship. Bishop puts a blast behind this one, a towering shot, hooking all the way up in the air, and this is foul. It was over the fence, just about 5 feet to the left of that yellow foul pole, and that ball was scorched as well. A 350-foot blast by Maddox Bishop, and he's got to make the trek back to the batter's box. I think everybody assumed that it was going to be foul, but again, there goes that wind picking up that left field flag, blowing straight out to where that Bishop blast just went foul. He'll step back to the plate. 1-2 the new count. Huskies lead it, by the way, 3-0 as they're headed to a bottom of the 5th inning. North Greene is now 6 outs away from hosting their own home sectional this Friday from Baileyton, as the Lady Huskies look to make back-to-back trips to Murfreesboro as well. Hoping we can get both them and Greeneville next week from Murfreesboro. The 2-2 hit on a rope, but it's fouled by Bishop as it takes one bounce into the visitors' bullpen. You're talking about 5 feet, and we might have a 7-1 ball game. Greeneville leads it by 5, though, as that Bishop homer was rendered foul. Maybe blew just a little bit too far to the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Bishop. Bases cleared, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning where Greeneville has already plated 1. Fletcher delivers. Cut on and sent up the elevator shaft right to the center of the infield. Fletcher falling down, will fall back and glove it. Snatches it out of the second baseman's glove. An unorthodox way to put out the 3rd out, but an out nonetheless. It's still 6-1. Greeneville leads. We head to the 4th inning. Anderson County sending 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. When we return, Greeneville plates 1 run in the bottom of 3. They currently lead it by 5 here in the Class 3A sectional on 99.5 FM WGRV. We start at the top of the 4th inning. Greeneville leading Anderson County in a best 2 of 3 sectional series, 6-1. Here as we hop into the 4th inning. A half inning away from being halfway over, and Greeneville a win away from setting a new program best for wins in a season. A win away from Coach Collins' 300th career win here at Greeneville, and a win away from being 1 win away from a return trip to the state tournament. All that and so many more storylines as we have watched and kept up with here in the early part of this one. A 2-run blast by Will Harmon back in the 2nd. Certainly the loudest, the furthest swing that we have seen here today as he toes the rubber. He's also been excellent at the mound, retiring 8 of the last 9 Longhorn batters he has faced. The 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's a 3-1 count upcoming for Will Rednauer, the DH, here in game number 1. Reach on the infield single his last time up. Harmon delivers 3-1. Top zone, a strike call that will keep Rittenauer in the batter's box. We talked about the Baileyton sectional potentially on Friday. Well, it certainly looks to be the case as North Greene has taken an even longer lead into the fifth. A strikeout here by Harmon on Will Rittenauer, and that is just impressive. Will has now struck out 6 different Longhorn batters in this lineup as he has recorded his 6th K of the day. Or excuse me, just the 5th strikeout on Will Harmon's day so far. With 1 out, nobody on, Cam Fletcher, the starting pitcher for Anderson County, will swing on the first pitch he sees. Ricker handles it easily and will put out the 2nd out, no problem. Textbook ground out, 6-3. Down go the Horns in back-to-back batters. Now 10 of the last 11 retired by Harmon in this Anderson County order. Despite the rocky start, Anderson County would have that leadoff double by Benson. Benson actually is accounted for 2 of the 3 hits on the day for Anderson County. First pitch swinging again as Reese Young will lift this sky high to right field, and this one is put away easily by Begley. 1-2-3 for another inning. Will Harmon retires the side for a 2nd time, and we're headed to the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway there. Greeneville leads at 6-1 over Anderson County here in this Class 3A sectional, 99.5 FM, WGRV. And we welcome you back from ECU Field and Pioneer Park. Greeneville, Anderson County, game 1 of a potential 3-game sectional here at Tusculum University. There is a new pitcher on the mound for Anderson County, as that looks to be Reese Young, who will take the place of the starting pitcher, who was Clay Fletcher. Fletcher came in, and as we already talked about, the 1 and 2 arms in this Anderson County pitching staff and rotation not starting today, those 2 being Unthink and Rittenauer. Instead, it was Cam Fletcher who got the starting nod here for game 1, and now the Longhorns will pass it on to Reese Young as he will look to hold the rope. Young, the sophomore right-handed pitcher on the season, a 6.42 ERA in just his 5th appearance on the year. He will see Kane Ricker on his first batter face, and the first pitch he threw, well, went behind Ricker, ball 1. On the season, Reese Young, 12 innings logged. He has surrendered 10 hits, 12 runs, struck out 12 while walking 17. As Ricker slices this one to the right center gap, and it'll be another leadoff single in back-to-back innings for Greeneville. The 3rd time they have gotten on board with a leadoff base hit today. And it's Kane Ricker's single into that right center gap. But again, you take a look at this decision going to Young, and again, just a sophomore, plenty of youth in this Anderson County lineup, but you definitely feel the tide shifting in Greeneville's favor here in game 1. If you're Coach Boynton, why would you waste one of your better arms when you still have 2 games left to play? And as Anderson County and Greeneville look for one of the 8 spots in Class 3, you don't have to win game 1 to win the series. We saw Unicoi County think that was the case last year, but Anderson County would drop that first game against the Blue Devils and then come back to win games 2 and 3. So even with a win here tonight, Greeneville can't be on their high horse for very long. Still plenty of work to do left in this sectional series. Meanwhile, in Baileyton, top of the 6th inning, North Green leading Cloudland 5-0. Hannah Brooks currently in the midst of a one-hitter. 5 innings, she has struck out 5, while she has faced just one more than the minimum over in Baileyton as the Huskies vie for a home sectional themselves coming up later this week. Back to the ballpark here, a 6-1 Greeneville lead over Anderson County here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Begley stands in, he sees a strike, and that will be the first one he sees. It's 3-1 the count on the senior right fielder. Young now out of the stretch from the right-hand side. Eyes back Ricker on first. Slides home. The 3-1 pitch is way away, and Begley will trot down the first base line after the 5-pitch walk. So back-to-back runners reach to lead off for Greeneville. And Will Harmon steps to the plate, a name that Anderson County would be content not hearing for the rest of the day. Not only has he shut them down on the hill after that first inning, pitching up 3 straight zeros while allowing just 1 hit ever since the first inning. He also belted that 2-run homer 372 feet past the right field wall. Cuts on the first offering. It's fouled away. That homer by Will, by the way, just the second home run that Fletcher had allowed on the season. Now runners at first and second. No outs for Greeneville here in the bottom of the 4th, looking to extend this 5-run lead. Young cuts home. Harmon, who squared to bunt, pulls back. The wild pitch gets out of the hands of the catcher Nolan Benson and allows Ricker to advance to third, Begley to second, and Greeneville will put 2 in scoring position here with no outs, bottom of the 4th. With that 2-run blast, Will Harmon adding on to his team-leading RBI total and now sits at 55 on the season. That is just mind-boggling. Young delivers the 1-1 lifted foul. When you have allowed just 15 runs on the season and you have driven in more than 3 times more than you have given up, that just goes to show what an excellent two-way player that Will Harmon has been for you this year. Harmon will strike out here on the 1-2 breaking pitch by Young, and Anderson County records the first out of the inning. So with 1 out, runners at second and third, Grayson Crosby, who has reached base both times today on the free pass, 1 by hit by pitch, 1 by walk in the first and second inning, trots up to the right-handed batter's box here with 2 ducks on the pond. The Anderson County infield creeping in, middle infield with their toes creeping towards the infield grass. First pitch breaking ball watched away by Crosby, the junior all-district performer throughout the regular season for Greeneville. Will kick some dirt on that line that separates the right-handed box and home plate. The 1-0 pitch, center cut fastball is Young will tie the count at 1 apiece. That student body contingent, by the way, the student section is back in full force today for Greeneville. We've got more kids with their shirts off, and all of them have painted up. They've all got eye black on as well. They're standing right behind the brick backstop, and this pitch will get out of the hands of Benson and allow Kane Ricker to score from third thanks to the wild pitch. 7-1 Greeneville on another Anderson County mistake. Greeneville has scored in every inning thus far. They plated 2 in the bottom of the first, 3 in the bottom of the second, and now 1 in back-to-back half innings in the third and fourth to take a 7-1 lead over the Anderson County Longhorns. A 26-win team in the regular season. I mean, they were exceptional. Won their district outright and earned the chance to host the district tournament. Ultimately fell to Gibbs once in the district and once in the region tournament to eventually end up fighting on the road here today on a Wednesday in Greeneville in a best 2 of 3 sectional series. After a Crosby foul, the 2-2 finishes upstairs for ball 3, and Crosby will round the count full at 3-2. Such a patient bat in this Greeneville lineup. You know, we've talked about it throughout the course of the season. Grayson Crosby leads the team in pitches seen, as well as all those other statistics, as well as on-base percentage. Here's the 1-2. It's swatted high, and that one will hit off the top side of the awning. Excuse me, it was 3-2 before that first pitch. Young has thrown already 16 pitches here in his relief as he looks to record outs 2 and 3 with Begley standing at third. Young comes set. Infield all the way in for Anderson County. The payoff, driven up the middle by Crosby. The center fielder Harris will shade the sun with his glove, but this is plenty deep enough to score Begley from third. It's now an 8-1 Greeneville lead thanks to the RBI sac fly from Grayson Crosby. So the damage continues to be had by Anderson County. Another inning with a crooked number put up by Greeneville as they take a 7-run lead here in the bottom of 4. Sam Thompson sees the first pitch go over his head for ball 1. And the senior will jump ahead in the count. Just 5'7" in stature, but plays so much bigger than his frame would indicate. 389 batter on the season, a 504 on base percentage as he will chase the next pitch low. Count now tied at 1-1. 32 runs driven in for the first team all-district performer, all-tournament selection. Here's the 1-1. Thompson belts it high. Shallow center, moving in is Harris. He will sprawl out sliding, but the ball will get past him. Thompson will reach with a 2-out single, and the inning will continue for Greeneville. Harris had a great read on it. I think that sun that is just poking over the foul awning here at Pioneer Park is just becoming a little bit of an issue. We saw him in that last fly out, where he caught the ball from Crosby. Had to shade that sun. He did so again here, but sliding in. Could not get to it in time. Coach Collins will make his way and have a discussion with the home plate umpire. Looks like we may see a pinch runner here for Thompson at first. Coach Andy Collins gunning for win number 300 here at Greeneville High School with a victory here today. So many storylines. Not only that, a Greeneville baseball program looking to set a new single-season record in wins with 37 here today. Would eclipse the mark set by the 2025 and 2023 state champion teams. Case Spradlin, another time, first pitch swinging. This is through the right side into right field for another single. A nightmare inning continues. Case Spradlin has now walked, tripled, and singled as he has reached base thrice today. Colton Smith due up with 2 outs and 2 men on. Greeneville leading 8-1 in game 1 in a sectional that has gone entirely their way ever since the top of the first inning. First offering to Smith, hooks outside for a ball 1. Over in Baileyton as we take a close look at that region championship game in one single-A softball action. Bottom of the 6th, North Greene leads at 5-0, now 3 outs away from hosting a sectional of their own coming up this Friday. Young delivers, now a 1-0, and it's a second ball outside. Excuse me, now they call that a strike, my goodness. Young settles. The 2-1 pitch. It's away. Count moves to 3-1 for Colton Smith. And a couple of updates in sectional action we'll get to as the sectional sub-state series begin all across the state here on a Wednesday for all 8 regions in the state of Tennessee. Full count here for Colton Smith as a strike crosses the plate outer edge. Young kicks and delivers. Payoff pitch, cut on and missed by Colton Smith. That will end the inning, but another productive one for Greeneville. They play 2 after 3 base hits, an RBI sac fly by Grayson Crosby, and a single by Sam Thompson. Makes it 8-1 Greeneville as we head to the 5th inning. This is Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A Sectional, 99.5 FM WGRV. Well, Greeneville just 6 outs away from snatching game 1 from Anderson County in this best 2 of 3 home sectional series. It's 8-1. Greeneville leading the Anderson County Longhorns, the visitors from Clinton today, who jumped down to that early 1-run lead. Since then, 8 unanswered by the Greeneville offense, who has scored in each of its 4 innings in the bottom half. 2 in the bottom of the first, 3 in the bottom of the second, 1 in the bottom of 3, and 2 the last time out in the bottom of 4. Will Harmon, well, he's been special. He's retired now 12 of the last 13 batters that he has faced, and he has grooved through that Anderson County lineup after allowing just 3 hits, striking out 6 now and walking just 1. Jackson Winter will lead things off for this Greeneville offense, who will send 9-1-2 to the plate to begin. North Greene moving one step closer to becoming region champions. They take a 7-0 lead thanks to a Josie Graham RBI double. That game currently in the bottom of the 6th inning. North Greene maybe in run rule territory as we are here from Pioneer Park. Greeneville's lead at 7 as Winter sees a strike here to equalize the count. The 1-1 breaker, letter high, misses for ball 2. Anderson County with Reese Young, the reliever on the mound, missing away with the 2-1. Of course, hailing from District 4. Such a tough region, such a tough district for them, vying with Gibbs, who beat them in the region and district championship games. They actually knocked off Seymour, who was a top 10 team in the state, to get to that region title match. It's a 5-pitch walk surrendered against Jackson Winter here from the leadoff spot. And for the 4th time today in 5 innings, Greeneville will have the leadoff man reach. And as we know, that is almost, if you look at a line, just a progression, it is almost nearly positive, very positive as far as correlation is concerned. If you get the leadoff man aboard, more often than not, you're going to score more. Well, almost certainly you're going to score more. And Greeneville has done that 80% of its innings so far here today. Maddox Bishop dances off first with the lead. Young throws his first offering to Maddox Bishop, and caught stealing. Winter a little late to jump the gun there. And the district defensive player of the year, a catcher for Anderson County, Nolan Benson, guns down Winter, and a 2-6 caught stealing for the first out of the frame. Maddox Bishop, who is 2 for 3, a pair of singles here today, steps in for a 4th time, now facing Young for the first time here tonight. We do have a state champion in Greene County today, is Alexa Gabbard medals, and she is atop the podium. She is the gold medal winner in the pentathlon for Class Single A. South Greene senior Alexa Gabbard. Congratulations, Miss Gabbard, on that tremendous feat. The decathlon and pentathlon beginning today on the state level. A good showing for Alexa Gabbard as South Greene will record its first of hopefully many at the state level, as Anderson County will come out of the dugout to make a pitching change. We'll take the break, tell you about the new Longhorn arm when we come back. It's 8-1, Greeneville leading Anderson County in the Class 3A sectional from 99.5 WGRV. Greeneville leading 8-1 over Anderson County as we say hello again. Bottom of the fifth inning, Greeneville with back-to-back walks here in the fifth. Now, Jackson Winter, who was the leadoff man, did get caught stealing from first to second. So now Maddox Bishop is your base runner at first. Kane Ricker at the plate, a new Longhorn arm in the game. The second reliever they will have used this afternoon and evening. It's Hayden Alt, the junior right-handed pitcher. Alt on the season, a 3.04 ERA, a 2-2 in the win-loss column, making his 12th appearance of the year. A couple quick strikes here on Ricker as the junior falls behind 0-2. Alt, 24 hits allowed, 17 runs in his 23 innings pitched, has struck out 27 against 12 walks as he will kick and deliver the away fastball. Bishop will slide in safely at second for stolen bag number 29 on the season. That's a team lead. And moving to scoring position here with one out, bottom of the fifth. Greeneville leading by 7. Kane Ricker, so far today, has singled, struck out, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Due up for a fourth time today, the first batter to face the right-hander Hayden Alt. A breaking pitch will result in back-to-back balls, and the count's all knotted up. North Greene is now 2 outs away from becoming region champions. Top of the 7th inning with 1 out from North Greene High School. They lead at 7-0 over Cloudland as they look for the district region sweep and championship games over the Lady Highlanders. The 2-2 misses away here on Ricker, and it's 3-2. Ricker has seen 3 straight balls to round the count full at 3-2. What a night it's been for Hannah Brooks in the circle. What a night it's been for Will Harmon on the mound. Brooks has allowed just 2 hits in her 6 1/3 of works, has struck out 7. And Kane Ricker, who is starting his trek to first base, is rung up. A close call, but Halt hits the inner corner, and Ricker K's for a second time today. Tegan Begley stands in now. 1 for 2 day brewing for him. A double his first time up. He walked more recently. Across the state of Tennessee, the sectional series beginning. No updates as far as Class 3A is concerned. Begley sees a first pitch breaking pitch low in the zone. No 3A results. A couple in single A, a couple in 2A. Greenfield victorious over Oak Haven 21-0. That's in 1A. You have McKenzie leading Eagleville, another 1A score in the bottom of the 5th inning. In 4A, Nolensville leading Siegel 2-0 in Game 1. White House Heritage has defeated Marion County in Class 2A 6-3. That's a very big game right there, those two. White House, of course, new to 2A this year. Smith County victorious over Westmoreland in 2A action 11-3. And Coalfield winners earlier today 4-3 over Hampton. Coalfield, the consensus number 1 in Class 1A, with a Mr. Baseball finalist Jackson Treese on that team. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Tegan Begley. It's chopped left side, foul territory. The third baseman, Young, will glove it in foul grounds for strike 2. Begley will see one more. If you're just now joining us, North Greene, a couple of outs away from a region title. South Greene's Alexa Gabbard, a state champion today. Greeneville looking to hold on for this Game 1 victory in a best 2 of 3 series. 2 outs, a runner now at third after Bishop will steal his 30th stolen bag of the season. Hey, how about that? That's a tremendous feat there for Bishop. 30 stolen bags is not an easy thing to do, and he has reached it with that steal. That puts him 90 feet away from scoring Greeneville's 9th run of the day. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alt delivers low, and Begley will see the count move full at 3-2. Science Hill leads Farragut 3-2. That game being played at Johnson City. It is in the bottom of the 4th. Greeneville leading Anderson County 8-1. Bottom of the 5th from Tusculum University. The payoff pitch to Begley, a breaker away, and he will walk for a second straight time. Tegan Begley at first, Maddox Bishop at third. Your 2 fastest players on the team. The 2 players that lead you in stolen bases are on the base pass here. And your go-ahead run, your would-be game-winning run, is at the plate in Will Harmon, as we've already seen once so far today. He could end this on one swing of the bat. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter coming up. It looks like Jack Lister is getting some gear on in the dugout. We know he's no stranger to walk-offs either. Alt delivers the first offering, and Will Harmon was indeed looking to end this on one swing. Cut right through it for ball or for strike one. 0-1 for the left-handed power hitter. A 372-foot blast back in the bottom of the second has been the exclamation point, at least offensively, for Greeneville so far. This is a swinging bunt by Harmon. It's caught by Benson, the catcher, who will easily loft it up to first base to record out number 3. So the first inning where Greeneville has failed to score, they'll get no runs despite the 3 walks. And they will head to the top of the 6th. Still leading 8-1. It's Greeneville-Anderson County. Class 3A sectional action continues after this from 99.5 FM WGRV. Hello and welcome back. Greeneville 3 outs away from taking this game 1 of a potential 3 in this Class 3A State Sectional over the Anderson County Longhorns from Clinton, Tennessee. Grayson Crosby, first pitch swinging from the leadoff spot, will lift it high in foul territory. The catcher, Nolan Benson, who's played a really good defensive catcher today, will glove it in foul territory for out number 1. And Greeneville, with 1 out, nobody on, will send Sam Thompson to the plate now. Thompson, who is 2 for 3 today, a 2 RBI single in the first. He singled his last time up in the 4th inning. He'll step in from the left-handed batter's box. The 0-0 pitch is away. Hayden Alt, the reliever used for Anderson County, was surprised they went to Alt here in a lopsided outcome later in this game. Alt, one of their better arms out of the bullpen, as Thompson will lift this one foul. And I just expected Anderson County to do what they had already planned to do, and that was, well, yes, pitch off, but save all their best arms for tomorrow. You saw that with the second reliever of the day. For them, it was Reese Young. Cam Fletcher, who started the game, going just 3 innings and allowing 6 of the 8 Greeneville runs against his line and allowing 7 hits in the process. The foul ball here by Thompson moves it to an 0-2 count. Alt out of the windup. The lanky delivery. And Thompson buckles and sees ball number 1. An Anderson County program last year breaking a 17-year drought. Looking to get back to Murfreesboro for just the 4th time in program history. A Greeneville team looking to make it 4 consecutive years. A senior class for Greeneville looking to make it in every season that they have been a part of this Greeneville baseball program. Alt winds in the 2-2. Thompson pokes it through the left side out into left field. Sam Thompson with his 3rd base hit of the day, and Greeneville's bats continue to stay hot here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 11 base hits so far after the Thompson single into left. And by the way, that foul out by Crosby, just the 2nd time a leadoff batter for Greeneville has not reached today. Case Spradlin will step up to the plate. He's got 2 hits on the last 2 pitches that he has seen, and this will be a ball outside as he starts off ahead. A freshman with so much talent in the DH spot here as he gained some more experience in his rookie campaign here from Greeneville High School this year, and my goodness, is the future bright for this kid. Spradlin, a single, a triple, and a walk today. Sam Thompson remains standing at first in a 2-0 count here as Spradlin will dig back in. His numbers this season, we'll get to it after this pitch. A strike on the outside corner. Spradlin, a .341 batter, a .516 on base percentage. He's slugging a .500 as a freshman with 7 doubles and 15 runs driven in. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Alt surveys, delivers. Spradlin gives it a look on the inside edge for strike 2. Now a 2-2 count with Thompson over at first. Greeneville leading 8-1 over Anderson County, bottom 6 from Tusculum University. Spradlin, with the count tied at 2-2, will have to take a step out of the batter's box. Looks like Coach Boynton will head out to the mound here and have a visit. And I believe this could be strategic for Anderson County. They stop him at 25 pitches on the dot, midway through the at-bat of Case Spradlin. We'll tell you what that means for this Anderson County team, and we'll tell you about that new Longhorn arm when we come back as well. Still an 8-1 Greeneville lead, 1 out with a runner on first base when we come back. Case Spradlin at the plate. Greeneville leading big in this Class 3A sectional from WGRV. First pitch of the day for the fourth arm used today for the Anderson County Mavericks is a ball outside. It's 3-2. Case Spradlin, the count inherited for the new arm that will be in for Anderson County. Before we get to a next pitch, it's a pickoff here by Carter Daughtry. It's off to the right side. It's away from the first baseman's mitt. It allows Sam Thompson to move from first to third. I'm sorry. Sorry to get to that so late. I looked down for a moment, and Thompson was already up on his way to second. It was an errant pickoff move there by Daughtry. Carter Daughtry, the next in line for Anderson County. He moves in. He will be the third arm that they have used out of the bullpen here today, as he will wind in the payoff pitch to Spradlin, and it is a walk. And just like that, look who steps to the plate. Jack Lister, the fourth, the walk-off hero in the region championship against Tennessee High. He will grab the bat in place of Colton Smith. And from talking to everybody surrounding the program, there's few more deserving, more earning than Jack Lister. And to see him get that pinch hit spot in the bottom of the ninth inning against Tennessee High in that region championship, it really just makes you feel good, as Lister would belt that game-winning double over the head of the Tennessee High center fielder to bring across the game-winning run in Tigan Begley en route to that 5-4 championship victory. Well, he's got a chance to play hero again today. Runners at the corners. Greeneville leading by 7. He would be the walk-off run now here in the bottom of the 6th. Daughtry slides home, a slider missing away as Lister will jump ahead. On the season, Daughtry ERA, or excuse me, we'll get to his innings pitched first. Actually, I don't have him registered for any innings so far this year, so don't believe that he has thrown before this sectional series. This might be his first action of the year. So 2-0 as he throws two quick balls as Lister jumps ahead, sees a first pitch strike on the outside corner. The Anderson County Mavericks, by the way, not the Longhorns. My mistake. I've been referring to them Longhorns the entire game, and there's something funny about that. We'll get to it in just 1 minute. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lister steps in, a ball away. Part of my pregame open was the renown that these two, I said, 2 names, 2 faces, 2 brands, 2 programs that are just so recognizable. So recognizable, in fact, that I forgot one of their mascots. I mean, how about that? What a joke. Here's the 3-1. Lister sends it up the middle for a base hit to center field. 1 run will score. It's 9-1 Greeneville. The hero, Jack Lister, with a pinch hit single in the bottom of the 6th inning. Greeneville's second base hit of the inning. It's a baker's dozen for them overall here today, as they have swung and swung and swung early and often. Greeneville has jumped out and gotten on the board. Their 9th run of the day, and it comes here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Siler Lewis will be the next Greeneville pinch hitter here in the 9-hole. Lewis, the junior, no stranger to pinch hit spots this season. A .267 batter, a .450 on base, though, an all-district performer. Much to thanks for his innings that he has pitched on the mound. He is an incredible pitcher, and we will likely see him tomorrow if Greeneville is to win this sectional series. It's a soft fly out here, though, to shallow right field. A pop out to the second baseman and low. So a pop out to second base as Siler will record the second out of the frame. So with 2 outs and 2 runners on, Maddox Bishop steps to the plate. The go-ahead run at first. First pitch slider missing away on Bishop. He jumps ahead 1-0. So far today, Bishop 2 for 3. He has reached 3 times. He has singled twice. He has walked 1 other. Due up for a 5th time today. We saw him also have a tremendous day in that region title game against Tennessee High. The first pitch after that ball is on the ground, a short, and the first baseman will stay on the bag over at first. Looked to me like he drugged the foot off, but the first base umpire thought otherwise. Either way, Greeneville will plate a run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They still lead at 9-1, 3 outs until they snatch this first game against Anderson County. Greeneville looking to take this first game here in the Class 3A sectional from 99.5 WGRV. I mean, Greeneville, Anderson County heading to the top of the 7th inning. Greeneville now 3 outs away from taking game 1 of this best 2 of 3 sectional. Into the box, the pinch hitter for Anderson County, Levi Skeen, the sophomore, will grab the bat to face Will Harmon as the Southpaw senior begins his final inning of work, looking to close out his 3rd consecutive complete game this postseason. The 0-1 going to clip him on the jersey, and that's going to be a free pass issued here by Will. Just the 2nd time that he has allowed a free pass here today, the 1st since his walk way back in the 1st inning. We talked about a guy with a whip of .726, someone who has been so incredible at both limiting contact and really just limiting inaccuracies, not only throughout the course of the regular season, but particularly in the postseason. That's just his 3rd free pass in his 3rd start here in the postseason. Of course, the no-hitter in the district semis over Granger. And an excellent pickoff here that's got the pinch hitter dead in the right. Skeen is in a pickle. 1st to 2nd, 3-6 on the pickoff. It's the 9th successful pickoff move by Will Harmon this season. And Greeneville records the 1st out here in the top of the 7th. Anderson County down to its final 2. Magnificence. A thing of beauty. A pickoff move successful by Will Harmon. And Greeneville can see the writing on the walls. 2 outs left to get. They lead it by 8 here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 0-0. First offering, cut on and missed by another pinch hitter, Connor Dabney, the freshman. 0-1 as he falls behind. Harmon and everybody in attendance can start to feel that crescendo. Quick ball here on Dabney. The count ties up at 1-1. Out of the windup, here's the 1-1. It's lifted right over top of Kane Ricker's head at shortstop, out into left field for a 1-out single here in the top of 7. Just the 4th hit of the day, or excuse me, the 5th hit of the day for Anderson County. And it comes from their pinch hitter in the 8-hole. Jackson Harris, the 9-hole hitter, due up here. A hit by pitch who was erased after the pickoff move by Harmon. And a single later, Anderson County with a runner on first with 1 out. Longhorns, Mavericks, who can tell a difference? It's Greeneville 9-1 here, top 7. Harris swings on it. The 1-0 is lifted over top the awning. And I say that in all sincerity. It is my bad. My apologies. I had it in front of my face the entire game. I just overlooked it. It's like the Mandela effect. You just convince yourself of something being true, and you don't look at the facts right in front of your face. I mean, are you kidding me? Called this team the Longhorns the entire game. I appreciate the one person for pointing it out. I was mistaken. 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Harmon, who steps off and regathers the sign from the dugout. Out of the stretch, eyes down the runner at first. Kicks and delivers home. Breaking pitch, lifted up to center field. Maddox Bishop moves to his left and records out number 2. Greeneville is one away from a new single-season record in wins. They're one away from win number 300 for Coach Andy Collins. They are one win away from being one win from Murfreesboro. And that win is just an out away. After the fly out to center, Nolan Benson steps to the plate, the most successful bat in this Anderson County lineup, where he's 2 for 3, a double and a single here already today. The 0-0. Benson was loading up, but held off for strike 1 at the knees. The best bat in this Anderson County lineup. A double and a single, but no help. After just 4 hits on the day for Anderson County, waves and misses. Strike 2. The Mavericks are down to its final strike here in game number 1. Greeneville came in. They fell behind early, 1-0, but since then, 9 unanswered, and pure magnificence from Will Harmon is threatening to close this one out. The 0-2 swung on by Benson to third. Thompson fields it cleanly, throws cleanly. Out number 3 is recorded, and the ball game is over. Greeneville storms back with 9 unanswered to take game 1 in a best 2 of 3 sectional over the Anderson County Mavericks. Greeneville with a new single-season record for wins in a season with 37. Win number 300 for Coach Andy Collins. The Greeneville Greene Devils and defending state champions are 1 win away from punching its return ticket to their home away from home in Murfreesboro. We'll come back, we'll take it all in, and we will wrap what has been an exceptional Game 1 victory, another complete game gem from their senior southpaw stud, Will Harmon. Your final, Greeneville 9, Anderson County 1. They are 1 win away from going dancing. We'll talk about it when we return. You've been listening to Greeneville and Anderson County in the Class 3A sectional from 99.5 WGRV. Your final from ECU Field in Pioneer Park, Greeneville 9, Anderson County 1. It's home sweet home for Greeneville as they win their 13th consecutive game from Tusculum University. They win their 5th straight game here at home in a sectional series as they take game 1 of a potential 3 over the Anderson County Mavericks in the first round of the Class 3A State Sectionals. Let's talk about it. Another gem from Will Harmon. He gives up that run in that top of the first inning. He would storm back, though, if you remember, retire 13 of the next 14 batters that he would, actually 14 of the last 15 batters that he would face in that span before he would give up that single in the 6th inning. And then it was just pure magnificence. He gave up, at one point, just 2 hits in the middle part of those 2nd through 6th innings. As he would finish his day, his complete line would read as follows: 7 innings of work, the win, 5 hits allowed, 1 run, striking out 7, walking 1, hitting just 1 other batter. After that walk he surrendered back in the 1st inning, the walk that he issued on Blake Lowe, it's funny, Blake Lowe would become he would become a base runner for 2 of only 7 issued today for Will Harmon. Nolan Benson was another guy who got 2 of Anderson County's 5 hits. He only allowed 5 hits. Will Harmon, who in his 3 postseason starts has now logged, 19 innings. He has surrendered 8 hits in those 19 innings. He has walked just 2. He has hit 1, and he has allowed just 4 runs. 4 runs, and just 1 have been earned in 3 postseason starts. And yes, he has just completed his 3rd complete game in the postseason. Magnificence, excellence, proficiency, efficiency, whatever adjective you would like to use to describe it, pull it out and add in as many as you can, because that is what Will Harmon has been for you here this season. That is what he continues to be for you down the stretch in the postseason. Couldn't happen to a better young man as well. In a game where he also belts a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A homer, might I add, that travels 372 feet and is hit 98 miles an hour off the bat. That was a towering shot that really set the tone for what this game would become. It was a part of Greeneville's biggest offensive inning back in the bottom of the 2nd, where they would plate 3 and they would end up getting this one 9-1 here in a very pivotal game 1. You know, we talk about it. Just because you win game 1 doesn't mean you win games 2 and 3. Anderson County still got a whole lot of talent left in their bullpen, left in their starting rotation even. Their number 1 and number 2 guys and their best arm out of the bullpen didn't throw today. You've still got those guys waiting in the wings for tomorrow. But if you're Greeneville, you've got everybody except for Will Harmon waiting in the wings. And that's really the thing that works in your favor even more, because despite facing those guys for Anderson County, you've got all of your guys back, and it's because of Will Harmon and the job that he did today. Pitching-wise for Anderson County, they get the 3 innings from the starter Cam Fletcher, who surrenders the loss after allowing the 7 hits and 6 runs today. You would go in with Reese Young. He'd go an inning and a third, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs. But then Hayden Alt would come in. Alt was one of their better guys out of the bullpen from what I could gather. They're number 2 or number 3 in the back end of that bullpen. He would go an inning, allowing a hit, allowing a run, which was unearned, striking out 1 and walking 2. And Coach Boynton would walk out of the dugout and stop him at 25 pitches on the dot, if you remember, is midway through that Case Spradlin at-bat. That is because with just 25 innings pitched, Hayden Alt can turn around. He can pitch tomorrow after pitching just 25 today. You would have Daughtry come in and what from what I gathered was his first appearance of the season there to close the game for Anderson County. He would get you the rest of the way through, recording those final 2 outs after surrendering the 1 hit. And then for Greeneville offensively, and it was a day where a lot of offense was had by the Greeneville Greene Devils, 12 hits in total. You would have 3 different Greene Devils pick up multi-hit days. Sam Thompson going 3 for 4 with 2 runs driven in, a run scored. You'd have Case Spradlin go 2 for 2 at the plate with a run scored. Case was big for you here today. I mean, he had 2, he had that triple, he had that single on the first pitch of the at-bat. He also walked another time for you, and he also had a walk in his last at-bat. So reached on base every time today out of your 7-hole hitter, your DH, from a freshman. For him to do that, really big stuff today from Case Spradlin. He shined today, as he would also come around to score a run. You would have 2 runs scored today from Kane Ricker, Tegan Begley, who each finished with a hit. Begley, who had finished with 2 walks drawn as well today. You'd have a 2 for 4 outing for Maddox Bishop with a run scored. Extra base hits today by Tegan Begley, Case Spradlin, and Will Harmon. Of course, none prettier, none louder than the swing of Will Harmon there in the bottom of the 2nd. The 2-run blast over the right field wall, and everybody in the vicinity could hear it could watch it arc over that right field wall. It cleared it by 40 feet, and it nearly hit the Tusculum walking trail, if you're familiar with the concourse, the layout here at Tusculum University. Just a hat tip to Will Harmon, who not only goes 7 innings and pitches his 3rd complete game of this postseason, strikes out 7, walks only 1, allows just 1 run, and it came in the 1st inning. He allowed just 5 hits here today. Goes 101 pitches. That might be one of the more impressive stats of this entire outing, because 101 pitches across 7 innings, he averaged less than 15 pitches an inning. If you stay less than 15, buddy, you're in good standing. And, of course, had it told to me last start that he had against Tennessee High, against David Crockett, you don't walk anybody in a high school game, you're probably going to win. Will Harmon didn't walk anybody last time out. He walked only 1 in that game against Granger. He walks only 1 tonight. He hits 1 other. If you live the rest of your season like that, and mind you, a kid who has allowed less walks on the season than he has runs. He's given up 15 runs. He has walked just 13 on the season. That's incredible. That's incredible, Will. Keep it up. Keep it up. I hope to see you at Tusculum next year, because numbers like that, I mean, we're just going to marvel at for hopefully years to come. Hey, a big day for Greeneville. Big day for Greeneville. All is not lost, though. You can't stay on your high horse for the night. Or you stay on it for a couple hours, but not through the night and into tomorrow, because you got to take another one tomorrow. A best 2 of 3 series, so you've got to win either Game 2 or Game 3 tomorrow, and you've got Anderson County sending their best arms to the mound tomorrow. That's who you'll face, but Anderson County's got to face off against everybody except your best arm tomorrow in that Game 2 and Game 3. It'll be an elimination game for Anderson County. It will be a chance to go to state for the Greeneville Greene Devils, who pick up win number 37 here today. The Greene Devils now 37-8 on the season, and it is a new program record in wins in a season. They tie the mark set by the 2025 and 2023 team, 23, where they went 36-4 en route to that state championship, and then last year where the Greene Devils went 36-9 en route to the program's 3rd state title. Now, here they are, set a new program record, a win away from 38 tomorrow, as they will continue to reset that mark with every win here on out. And another big milestone, another big feather in the cap today for Coach Andy Collins. Just 11 seasons. I want you to wrap your head around this. 11 seasons, Andy Collins has recorded win number 300 here at Greeneville High School. The Georgia native, a father of 3 and now a granddad of 1. The Gardner-Webb University graduate, rose up the ranks through the high school circuit in Georgia, has been at Greeneville, has been in Greeneville at Tusculum in one form or fashion since 2011, a three-time state champion head coach, last year's 3A Coach of the Year, and multi-time defending District Coach of the Year. He is a 300 career winner in 11 seasons. I want you to wrap your head around that while I do a quick computation. 11 seasons. He is averaging now 300 in 11 seasons. He's averaging 27 victories a season in a high school schedule that is pretty grueling. All in all, Andy Collins at the helm of all 6 of Greeneville's 30-win seasons as well. Now all 6 of Greeneville's 30-win seasons. And you have also just won your 64th postseason game. Coach Collins moves to 9-2 in the sectional round, as he has extended his winning streak here in the sectional round to now 7-0. A team that has not lost in Tusculum in over 13 games, a Greeneville team that is 1 win away from the state tournament, looking to punch its 6th ticket, all told, to Murfreesboro in its program's tenure. They'll have a chance to do it tomorrow, where they'll face Anderson County in games 2 and maybe a potential 3 in a 2-game set tomorrow from Tusculum University. Game 2 will be at 4:30. Game 3 is set for 7 o'clock. So come out if you're able to. The weather looks rather decent. Should be able to get both of those games in, no problem. So weather should hold off. Come out, cheer on Greeneville as they look to punch their return ticket to state for a 4th consecutive year. That'll wrap up our broadcast, though. Congratulations for Coach Collins and his 300th win. Congratulations to the Greeneville Greene Devils, who win today for the 37th time. That is a new program best. 9-1 is your final. Will Harmon, very good on the mound. Again, for a 3rd straight game, he goes the distance. 7 innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball. He strikes out 7 total while walking just 1. Will Harmon also adds in a 2-run homer in the bottom of the second inning, to add on to his own run support on the other side of the plate. The two-way star continues to shine. The defending state champions, number 1 team in the state for every week this season, is 7 innings away from heading back to Murfreesboro. And we've got one more game, or at least one more game here at home, or I guess they're home away from home this season. Quickly, want to look at some scores around the region and around the state of Tennessee as sectional play progresses here today. We'll take a quick look around and then get you out of here. A couple other updates. Again, Greenfield, how do you win 27-0 in a sectional? Greeneville wins 27-0 in the Class Single A sectional in Region 7. You had McKenzie victorious over Eagleville. That's a shocker. Eagleville, the defending state champs in Class 1A. 4-1 McKenzie would win. You have Lawrence County and Martin Luther King. Lawrence County, that's a score of note. Lawrence County and Martin Luther King in Class 3A. You also have Game 2 of that McKenzie-Eagleville game underway. That game being played at McKenzie. You've got Milan and Decatur County Riverside in the Class 2A sectional. Both of those teams Greeneville beat in that 2018 state championship run. Ravenwood leads Riverdale 9-2 in the 4A sectional from Region 6. In Region 5, you've got Nolensville leading Siegel 5-0. The Knights having Siegel on the ropes. Siegel, by the way, leading the state in wins with 38 on the year. They're in 4A. In Class 2A, White House Heritage has defeated Marion County 6-3 on their way to another state appearance. They also have Alcoa and Macon County in that Region 4 3A sectional coming up. Alcoa, the team that lost to Heritage in its region championship. In 5A, you've got Liberty Creek, Battle Creek in the top 10 showdown, another 3A sectional. Cascade, Huntington, and Richland Hollow, Bruce Rockton in the 2 and 1A sectionals. In Region 3, Sale Creek has defeated Truesdale County 5-4 in the single A sectional. In the 2A sectional, Smith County gets past Westmoreland 11-3, and Shelbyville and Henderson, no updates on that 4A sectional. You have Heritage against their opponent from Region 3, as I'm trying to gather a score on that one. Hold on with me just 1 second. Heritage, the team that defeated Greeneville earlier this season, now the number 5 team in the state. And you look around at some of the sectionals, they've certainly got a good chance as they faced Watertown today, but no score update in that one. In Region 2, you had Coalfield get by Hampton earlier today, 4-3 in single A. In Class 3A, Gibbs and Tennessee High, still no score reported in that one. Oak Ridge currently leads Diamonds Bennett 7-1 as Oak Ridge and Mr. Baseball finalist, Tennessee baseball commit Mikey Teasley, are currently one game away from the state tournament. In 2A, Eagleton Academy Sweetwater, still no update. In Region 1, the game you just heard right here from 99.5 WGRV, Greeneville victorious over Anderson County. Greeneville 9, Anderson County 1, as Greeneville sets a new program record for wins in a season. Kingston Pigeon Forge in 2A, still no score indicated. And Science Hill and Farragut, we do have a score in that one. If you remember, Science Hill was up 4-1. Farragut has stormed back. They have taken a 5-4 lead over Science Hill in that Class 4A region, or sectional rather. And still to be reported, Greenback and University High in 1A. No update on that one either. We'll have updates on all of these games. We'll have an official pregame tomorrow before the game, starting about 30 minutes before first pitch at about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll get through all of our classifications and all the final results from today, but a very busy day in high school baseball as sectional play begins here on a Wednesday. As we know, after tomorrow night, the field of 16 will be cut in half for each classification. Greeneville is one away from jumping into that final field of 8 and becoming one of the elite members en route to what could be its 4th consecutive trip to the state tournament. That's up for grabs tomorrow. Greeneville winners in Game 1 over Anderson County. Your final line, Greeneville, 9 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, 9 runners left on base. And it was Anderson County, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base. Tomorrow, Greeneville plays for a chance to return to the state tournament. Congratulations, Coach, for win number 300. Coach Andy Collins, that is. And congratulations, Greeneville, a new program record in wins in a season with 37. They'll vie for 38 tomorrow in games 2, maybe 3 in the if necessary game at 7 o'clock. The first game here from ECU Field in Pioneer Park at 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Coverage beginning live here on 99.5 FM WGRV at 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have a full tournament pregame show before we begin. North Greene also winners today in their region championship, 7-3 over Cloudland as they head to their own home sectional coming up this Friday. And South Greene's Alexa Gabbard is golden in the state single-A pentathlon as she is a state champion for South Greene High School. I'll do it for us here today at the ballpark. Appreciate everyone a part of our broadcast here today. For our championship producer, the straw stirring the drink, back in the Bart Long and Auction studios, that's Mr. Jeff Moore. I'm Matthew Plaza saying so long, good night, and God bless from Tuscaloosa.